the people, they are blind. Blind to the fact that there is no enchantment removal left in the metagame. And y'all can't forget about them enchantments. So we're gonna be talking about the evolution of the modern metagame in the past year. And if you don't want to hear any of that, well then, up yours. I'm just kidding, you can skip to these timestamps here. But looking at how the modern metagame has changed over the past year, I find quite interesting. So rewind to summer 2017, Grixis Death Shadow is the most played deck in the metagame at 16% of all decks. So it's around this time that we make a deck centered around the new card Solemnity, which has a hard lock combo with Phyrexian Unlife. When Solemnity and Phyrexian Unlife are out together, we essentially can't lose the game. And that's because Phyrexian Unlife makes it so instead of taking damage, you take poison counters, and Solemnity says that players can't get counters. So unless they have enchantment removal, we win. And this deck you see here works pretty well at the time, because with Death Shadow being the #1 deck, we have Rune Halo, we named Death Shadow, and that's basically it. So the deck does pretty well at first, but it's also very vulnerable to enchantment removal. If they kill one of these enchantments, or if they discard it, or counter it, or whatever, the deck pretty much falls apart because outside of the combo, it's not a very fast deck. And even though the combo seemed like it was going to be the next big thing, because there's a lot of buzz about it, people seem to be using a lot of enchantment removal in their sideboard to deal with it. So it lasted for a little bit, but the Solemnity Phyrexian Unlife combo, it never really made a huge splash in the modern metagame. But today's modern metagame looks a lot different, and it's actually a whole lot friendlier towards enchantments. First of all, two decks that wreck enchantments hard, Mono Green Tron and Jund. And Jund in particular has dropped really far off the radar. It's still up there, but compared to what it used to be, it feels like ever since Fatal Push got printed, Jund just doesn't really hang in the same way it used to. So there's less of that. On top of that, one really big change. Blood Moon is almost non-existent in the metagame right now. The decks nowadays seem to be relying more on two colors than they used to. For example, like Blue-White Control, Hollow One, Storm, Blue-White Spirits. You get the idea. Three-color decks like Abzan, Jund, they're definitely not as prevalent as they used to be. And even three-color decks like Mardu Pyromancer. If we look at it, it's not really a three-color deck. It's a two-color deck that splashes for Lingering Souls. So there really is no reason to run Blood Moon, especially considering that a lot of these decks have red in it. So Blood Moon is definitely not as relevant as it was just a year ago. Another big change. You guys remember 2 years ago, back in 2016, when Jeskai and Nahiri was everywhere? And nowadays, if you look here, there's not even a Jeskai deck that is in. And these are just fringe decks. But back when it was printed in 2016, everyone was running this. I mean, like Blue-White Control didn't exist. You only played Blue-White Control if you couldn't afford Jeskai Control. And Nahiri poses a huge threat to enchantment decks because of its second ability, which says exile target enchantment. So first of all, it hurts the Solemnity Phyrexian Unlife combo. And second of all, wait, why are they showing me gray reducing shampoo? I'm not that old, I promise. And second of all, a really good enchantment finisher, Keranos, is indestructible, can deal 3 damage each turn, gets wrecked by Nahiri because Nahiri says exile. And being indestructible means nothing when a card says exile. So putting it all together, Blood Moon's out of the metagame. Also, Bogles is down in the metagame, so why even have enchantment removal? Combine that with Nahiri being out of the metagame and Jund being down in the metagame. What does all that mean? So in a nutshell, the modern metagame is hurtin' for a squirtin'. Wait, no, wrong quote. Actually, no, wait, that quote does work, if you think about it hard enough, I guess. But anyway, we're back with another Solemnity Phyrexian Unlife deck. It's extra spicy this time. First of all, because Nahiri is gone, Keranos is a reliable way to win. And like we said before, Phyrexian Unlife Solemnity is pretty safe now, with a lot of people completely dumping the enchantment removal in their sideboard in lieu for other things to deal with things like humans, Hardened Scales Affinity, new decks that weren't around a year ago, or at the very least weren't heavily present a year ago. But by far, the coolest part about this deck is this combo with this card, Porphyry Nodes. Porphyry Nodes says at the beginning of your upkeep, destroy the creature with the least power. It can't be regenerated. And if there's a tie, you choose one, but as a downside, when there are no creatures on the battlefield, you sacrifice Porphyry Nodes. So while at first it seems like an unstoppable card, the problem is if your opponent has one creature out and you play Porphyry Nodes, they'll either A, power through it and keep playing creatures, or B, wait for that creature to die, and Porphyry Nodes goes with it. And on top of that, it doesn't really work in most decks because it can hit our creatures as well. But that brings us to Kefnet. Why is this card in the deck? It says it can't attack unless you have 7 or more cards in hand. In most scenarios, it's pretty bad. But think about it for a second. Porphyry Nodes, Kefnet. Porphyry Nodes, Kefnet. Because it's indestructible, it can't be killed by Porphyry Nodes. And let's say every creature with power less than 5 has been wiped by Porphyry Nodes, and Kefnet's the only one left. Porphyry Nodes stays, Kefnet stays, and if our opponent plays a creature with power 5 or less, Porphyry Nodes will kill it. It doesn't matter if the creature has hexproof or protection from white, it still hits it. And considering we're an enchantment deck where the games go very, very long, there are going to be a lot of turns and a lot of upkeeps, and a lot of our opponent's creatures are going to be destroyed. And going back to the modern metagame, there's definitely been a shift towards decks that win using creatures. Decks like Ad Nauseam, Storm, they're in the decline. So if our opponent can't keep creatures out, they can't win, or at least they can't win easily. And because both of our creatures here are indestructible, we can safely run 3 Supreme Verdicts, destroys all creatures but not our creatures. But let's go over to the sideboard. The first big one to talk about, Alpine Moon. It's the new card from M19. The reason why this is a big deal is that Tron is our worst matchup. With Ugin, they can destroy our permanents. With Oblivion Stone, they can destroy our permanents. With Karn, they can exile our permanents. It's just a bad matchup. But with Alpine Moon, it comes into play. We can name Urza's Tower, and that buys us some time. The fact that it's an enchantment enchantment means we can protect it with the card Greater Auramancy. The fact that it costs 1 means we can play it right away even if they don't have Urza's Tower out. And it also contributes to Keranos' devotion. And it's kind of a big deal because before this, there were not really any enchantments to deal with Tron except for Nevermore, which is kind of bad, and Blood Moon, which is also kind of bad against Tron because if it costs 3, they can get Tron out before turn 3, you know? So Alpine Moon definitely helping out a lot here. But as for the rest of the sideboard, 3 Greater Auramancies. After game 1, they may or may not have enchantment removal, but we have to assume that they do. And if we can get 1 Greater Auramancy out, usually our opponent at most will have 1 enchantment removal card, and if Auramancy's out, then that means Phyrexian Unlife and Solemnity are safe. And if we can get 2 out, then the Auramancies also have Shroud, and it's pretty much an instant win at that point. And you might be thinking, what about Ratchet Bomb? What about Engineered Explosives? Isn't that an issue? No, because Solemnity means artifacts can't get counters, and also creatures can't get counters. Which reminds me, a lot of people in the comments want to know how to deal with humans in Hardened Scales Affinity, which at times I feel guilty about queefing into the metagame, but Solemnity provides an answer to those decks. So if you want a card that deals with both humans and Hardened Scales Affinity, Solemnity. So hopefully by the end of today, we run into humans, Hardened Scales Affinity, and Tron. That's the goal, but no promises. I'll try my best. Unfortunately, I can't control what decks we play against, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Anyway, sideboard. We also have 1 Rest in Peace, slows down graveyard decks. We also have 2 Stony Silences, mostly to hurt Tron to try and buy some time. Stops the Oblivion Stone also is pretty good. And we have 2 defense grids. Decks like Blue-White Control can wreck us pretty hard. Because a lot of our stuff costs a lot of mana, we can't just keep dumping multiple things each turn. So they can keep a mana leak in hand or a remand, and that hurts us pretty badly. Defense grid makes it harder for them to play counter spells. Also, Detention Sphere. There might be a time where our opponent has something ridiculous, like maybe their Phyrexian Unlife Solemnity as well, and having Detention Sphere deals with it. Also Planeswalkers, stuff like that. And lastly, we have 3 Leyline of Sanctity. It's pretty obvious why it's here. It prevents discard, slows down burn, and it works pretty well when we have cards like Greater Auramancy. So I'm pretty excited to see the second action. And that brings us to the gameplay. But first, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and let me know what you want to see next in the comments. But without further ado, here's the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy. Opening hand, this seems pretty good, so we'll keep. And ooh, goblins. Kind of want to turn to Spreading Seas. Do we go with the Porphyry Nodes? Actually, maybe that might be the smart move. Porphyry Nodes, which would give them the incentive to not play a creature next turn, which will give us the opportunity to play Spreading Seas, and then they'll be like, oh, I should have played a creature. Yeah, we'll try that. Second land. Ooh, they're going for it. So even with the Porphyry Nodes out, they're just like, spank me, daddy. Like, I don't blame them. And which do we kill here? This guy? Yes, very nice. There's a pretty low chance of them having Blood Moon, so I'm going to go for the island as opposed to the plains. So island, then Spreading Seas, hope for a land. No land. Okay, back to opponent. They play another land. Shoot. The Spreading Seas I thought would be the ace in the hole. As long as we can hit another land, we can play that, go to that. Unless we get mana screwed, we're fine. Ooh, and a Goblin Grenade. Yikes. Kill that land. Oh, yes. And just in case they do have Blood Moon, which I don't think they do, we'll take the plains, play the Unlife, and back to them. Back on their turn, they swing in for 3. Sure. So we go to 1. War Marshal. And back on our turn, kill that guy. Doesn't really do much, but feels scary for some reason. Anyway, Solemnity. Now let's see. Will he figure this out? Will he concede here? Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have an answer. Okay. I'd rather play it out, but I'm kind of getting the feeling that everyone forgot what the combo did, and it just takes people a while to realize what exactly this means, you know? So our opponent probably hasn't figured it out, but it's okay though, because the most enjoyable moments are where we don't have to worry about the game, you know? They're taking a long pause here. They're learning, and a Goblin Grenade. Oh, they got us. Nah. Oh, now they figured it out. So going into game 2, I doubt we'll need the visions because we'll probably be dead by the time it fires. So we're gonna dump those, the Greater Auramancy, put in the Leylines to protect us from the Goblin Grenade and Lightning Bolt, and also Detention Sphere for the tokens. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, no Leyline, but we do have the Porphyry Nodes, Visions, and the Solemnity. Also this thing, but I think it's worth keeping. We'll keep Loyalist. Now the question is, do we go for the Visions or the Porphyry Nodes? Probably the Porphyry Nodes, because if he keeps playing creatures with it out, he's gonna lose. And if he doesn't play a creature and he skips a turn, he's probably gonna lose as well. Will they play into it? No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, they are. Why? So kill that. And then Visions. No Unlife. Azcanta. I don't think we want Azcanta. Let's go Sleight of Hand on top. Hallowed Fountain tapped, and then pass back. Back on opponent's turn, they swing in, and then play that. Sure. Kill the Loyalist, and Sleight of Hand. So let's go Sleight of Hand. Visions. Fire the Visions. Meh. I guess we'll go Visions on top. Kinda lame, but back to opponent. Which is these? Ooh, Rabble Master. So we take 2. And back on our turn, I wish we could hit that, but it'll only let us hit a token with 1 power. Now, best move here. Let's fetch for an island. Fire the Visions. Bottom Leyline. Sleight of Hand on top. And do we Detention Sphere the Rabble Master? It'd be cool to hit the tokens, but as long as Rabble Master is out, this will block that. So let's take out Rabble Master. So farewell. And back to our opponent. Goblin Guide. And a Bushwhacker. Nice. They might actually get this one. Go down to 5. Dang. So we shall Sleight of Hand. Come on. Unlife. We're probably going to lose here, but we'll go Leyline in case they draw Goblin Grenade or Lightning Bolt. But it really wouldn't take much to kill us. Like just 2 more damage. Wait, they didn't play anything. Okay. Spreading Seas on top. 1 life. Well, we'll go Spreading Seas. Oh boy, no. Why can we just draw on it, you know? Oh, well. At least the nodes took out a gazillion of their guys. So that was kind of cool. So going into the third game, no changes, and hopefully we won't whiff on the Unlife time and time again. Because you think with the nodes out, that would have been enough, but whatever. Opening hand. Yes, this looks pretty good. We got the Unlife, got the nodes, got the Spreading Seas. Cool. Keep. So Hallowed Fountain, pass back. Opponent plays the Foundry thing. Now it's tempting to play the nodes, but I think Spreading Seas is the better option. Hit their land, and back to them. Pile driver, and swings for 2. Back on our turn, another Unlife. I think the right move here, though, is the nodes, which is kind of lame, but we'll just play that tap, put nodes out, and pass back. This is probably the tensest part of the game, where it's like we have the Unlife in hand. We could have played it, but playing it alone won't give us the win, especially when we don't have Solemnity in hand. So nodes makes the most sense. Plus, it looks like they're stuck on 1 mountain lightning bolt, so at least they didn't have a goblin with haste, because this guy can be pretty tough, but we'll kill it. Detention Sphere. Now, I do want to play Unlife, but I think Kefnet's the smarter play here, because that'll guarantee the Porphyry Nodes will stay. And then back to opponent. Mog Fanatic. Opponent swings for 2, and back on our turn, let's kill the Foundry thingy. Another nodes. I was hoping for Solemnity, but I suppose instead we'll settle for Phyrexian Unlife, and then nodes. The question is, do we fetch or keep in hand? That's a tough one. I think we just keep it in hand and try and go for the Kefnet. Oh, and they concede. I mean, they weren't going to win, because 2 Porphyry Nodes killed 2 of their creatures per turn, so unless they have haste and they keep goblin grenading us, yeah, we were going to crush them, but it wasn't 100% certain that they're going to lose. You know, like there could have been the nut draw, you know? But not too bad of a start, and on to the next one. Opening hand lands not great, so we are going to mull. Well, insta-mull, and we'll keep that, and bottom this for now. Alright, so we can Ancestral Vision or Serum Vision. Ancestral seems like the better play, because you don't want to have it stuck in hand, so that, and pass back. Okay, they pass back to us. There's a pretty high chance they have Blood Moon. Okay, keep the Visions on top, and pass back. Hey, what do you know? Alright, Visions. Well, we can dig with the Search for Azcanta, so we'll put that on top and then pass back. We have 2 planes in deck, but even if we don't get the planes, we can still play Keranos. What is these? Oh, muy grande. So back on our turn, Search for Azcanta, pass back. Opponent fires a relic, sure, and then passes back. Search for Azcanta on top of library. We have a Visions. Yeah, we should probably keep that. Also fire the Ancestral. Ooh, nice planes. Okay, so let's go Visions. We're missing 1 land for that. Bottom this, top that, and then play for Phyrexian Unlife to buy us some time. So even with Chandra ultimated, we should be okay for a few turns at least. So not very long, but it's not over yet. And opponent Magma Jets us. Ooh, Eternal Scourge. Okay, so we really got to hit that Solemnity piece. Land on top, play the land, play Keranos, and then pass back. So it'd probably be the best move for him to ultimate Chandra now, because otherwise we're going to keep, yep, there we go. Because otherwise we just keep hitting Chandra with Keranos. Opponent bolts us, that'll deal 8 exactly. Ouch. And then hits us for 3. So 2 spells away from killing us. They have 2 cards in hand. Anger the Gods, and 1 more. No. Keranos on top, so definitely don't want that. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. How convenient. How convenient indeed. Might as well. Spreading Seas, one of our lands, and yeah, pass back. I'm pretty sure we have the win, because mono red, like, how do they deal with enchantments? They don't. But the question is, does he realize that he's lost? So Stormbreath Dragon, target us for 5, but nothing happens. And our opponent keeps going. Well, good for them. They don't seem to think that they're in a pickle. You get it? Because pickle. Put in graveyard. 3 damage to opponent. So I guess the best move here, play Kefnet. And then Spreading Seas on Seachrome Coast. Another Unlife. Okay, back to opponent. Another relic, and passes back. Graveyard that. Another verdict. 3 to them. So I think now's when we start going for the Kefnet. So pay 4, bounce that, and swing for 5. Fun. And then pass back. So they draw 2 cards. I'm pretty sure they have no answer. Even if they have something like Ratchet Bomb, it's like they can't get counters on it. Graveyard. 3 damage to our opponent, and might as well swing for 5. They chump, and might as well draw some stuff. But no ability. And back to opponent, and still no answer. And that should do it. Cool. So going into game 2, I don't think they're going to have anything to target enchantments, so we're going to get rid of the Auramancy. Also 1 Spreading Seas and 2 Supreme Verdict to put in 3 Leyline of Sanctities and 1 Detention Sphere. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, oh, the Glacial Fortress. That, yeah, we'll keep. Because turn 1, we can't turn 1 this with that. Relic. Ooh, very nice. What do we need here? Not really either. I guess the coast, and pass back. And Dragon's Cloak. Okay, sure. Then do you want Search for Azcanta? Do you want Sleight of Hand? Probably just Search for Azcanta. And then pass back. Mind Stone, okay. Maybe we should have brought in Stony Silences. Graveyard that. That feels kind of unnecessary. And Solemnity will put that out. It's actually pretty useful in case they have Ratchet Bomb. And then pass back. This is a Blood Moon. What? Chandra? Koth, okay. I always wondered, like, why is it Koth of the hammer? Like, where's his hammer at? I kind of assumed that they're talking about his dick, you know? Because, like, otherwise he'd have the hammer in hand, right? Ooh, Island. So now we're safe from Blood Moon. And what to do? Sleight of Hand. And there's Phyrexian Unlife. Cool. What the Fun VN. Hooray! It's kind of surprising how consistent it is, though. There's just so much digging in this deck that getting both happens pretty often. Getting here Nalar. But next turn we can go Porphyry Nodes and Kefnet. Kefnet, Graveyard, and looks like we'll just go Kefnet, Porphyry, and then back to our opponent. This is just such a sweet combo there. It tickles me in just the right spot. An Ultimate's Koth, okay. And another one of those, sure. And back on our turn, Graveyard that. Might as well Leyline and pass back. Back on our turn, Graveyard that. Kill a Thopter, and ooh, nice. But we don't have the red mana for that. So let's draw a card. And might as well bounce one to hand. And back to our opponent. It's kind of funny how like if our opponent had Blood Moon, it would actually work in our favor. It's like the one time that happens. Opponent passes back. Island, nope. Graveyard. Spreading Seas. Should we try and attack or should we just kill that land with Spreading Seas? Let's spread them. Like Mama always told me. What? They're okay. That is quite interesting. So they redirected onto that land. That's fine. Full land. Can't attack. Okay, just pass back. And there's Blood Moon. Thank you. We'll swing in for 5. And thanks to the generosity of our opponent, we can play Keranos. And now we'll see if our opponent can respond. Like, there's gotta be no way they can get out of this. You know they're screwed when they Magna Jet the Indestructible. Oh no, the Ratchet Bomb. I bet you money. Actually, never mind. I don't have any money. But I bet you money they think this is gonna work. But it doesn't because of Solemnity. Now the question is, do they realize it hasn't worked? Because they keep going. Because maybe they think it has a counter on it, you know? We'll see. We'll see. Or maybe they're just having a good time. You know, maybe they just want it to go on forever. I mean, I kind of do. So Porphyry Nodes takes out the last creature. Keranos, 2 to our opponent. And with only 6 cards in hand, we'll activate Kefnet. Do we want to bounce the land? Yeah. Bounce the island because we'll just play it and swing for 5. And is there anything worth doing here? Might as well Visions. Detention Sphere, do we want that? Couldn't hurt. Bottom that, top this, and back to opponent. Oh, and there's the concede. Too bad. It was actually a pretty relaxing match, you know? Like, it's nice when you know for sure you're gonna win. You know what I mean? And that's just the power of enchantments. On to the next one. Opening hand, the curve looks pretty good. We got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll keep. Start off with the Visions. Ooh, nice. So definitely keep the Unlife. Do we want the Vision? I think we're okay on draws here. So we're gonna bottom that, top this, and just pray they're not counter. I mean, the name is Burn for the Win, so hopefully they're aggro. So back on our turn, we'll go with Search for Azcanta, and then pass back. Sacred Foundry. Inspiring Vantage. Eidolon, cool. That is totally fine. Graveyard that. Land, yes. So I suppose just go Unlife and Solemnity after. Goblin Guide, alright. They swing for 4. Land on top, nice. And back to us. Another Unlife. Do we need a second one? I don't think so. So Graveyard. There's a Supreme Verdict there, but we'll hold it. And then fetch. Might as well go Steam Vents, because who cares about life total now? Sleight of Hand. Ooh, another Porphyry Nodes. We already have one though. I think we bought them both. Oh wait, I thought it was Serum Visions for a second. Okay, the Syndrome is strong with me. Alright, Solemnity. Opponent Lightning Helixes us. Why? There's no way they have an answer to this. There's no way. Graveyard that. Spreading Seas. Nah. I think the best move here, go Kefnet and Porphyry. And there's the concede. Very nice. So going into game 2, we have to assume that they have Destructive Revelry. So bring in some Auramancies. We're also bringing in Leyline of Sanctity to stop the burn spells. And we're dumping these cards here because they're too slow. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, no Leyline, but 2 Unlife. This is a tough one. We do have 2 lands. The curve's not bad. Alright, we'll keep it. I mean, we're essentially gaining 10 life with this if we can get one out and keep it out. And maybe they're not even splashing green, so we'll see how it goes. Swings, hit a land. Slow things down. Let's go Porphyry Nodes right away. And pass back. Opponent swings in for 2. So lose the nodes. But what do we do here? We could go Search for Azcanta, or we can Spreading Seas one of those. But I think we gotta slow things down here. Taking away 1 mountain does hurt burn a lot. Okay. Another Vantage. Passes back. Another nodes. I think we just gotta go for it. Unlife and pass back. Do they have removal for it? Not at the moment, it seems. So Sphere. They swing in. We take 1. And they pass back. Maybe they don't even have green in the deck. That's kind of unusual though. Back on our turn. Could go with another one. But I think the smarter move, Porphyry Nodes, then Azcanta, and might as well go with that tap and pass back. Next turn we could go with Keranos. What is these? Lava Spike. They also have Bloodstained Mire. Let's see if they have green in the deck. Yes, no, maybe so. If they had it, they would have used it. So we're at 9. Azcanta, Graveyard, Monastery dies, and Auramancy. Interesting. So what do we do here? We could go with that, but that isn't the safest option. So let's just go Unlife again, then Hallowed Fountain tap and pass back. We'll play it safe. They still have 19 more damage to deal to us. Even with 3 lightning bolts, 4 lightning bolts in hand, that'd be 12. We'd still be at 7. Back on our turn, don't want that. Graveyard, let's go. Keranos, deal 4 to us, sure. And we'll pass back. Monastery, opponent swings for 1. We go to 4. What are those 2 cards in hand though? Alright, put this in Graveyard. Pull land, draw another card. Okay, Sleight of Hand. Come on, Solemnity.
You're not Solemnity. Solemnity? You're not Solemnity either. Solemnity? Where the hell Solemnity at? Bottom both. Visions again. There's Solemnity, hooray! So now we're in a really good spot here. Let's fetch to be safe. Drop Greater Auramancy to protect the Solemnity next turn, and pass back. And there's the concede. Alright. These matches have been going a lot better than I thought they would. I mean, we have been kind of lucky. We've run into 3 red decks in a row. But yeah, I mean, it feels a lot different than it did when the combo came out. Like now, maybe just people forgot about enchantments, and maybe they still don't have any answers. Like maybe this guy was just pure white-red, because why do you even need to have enchantment removal? I don't know, it's pretty crazy, but yeah. But let's hope the next deck isn't red. Opening hand, I don't know. And we could Vision, Sleight of Hand. Yeah, we'll keep it. Why not? Well, there's land. And do we go for a third one? Yeah, sure. So that solves our land problem and back to opponent, which is these. Oh, esto es muy grande. And the nodes will wreck him super hard, but we could also go Spreading Seas and wreck him pretty hard. Yeah, let's build his hopes up. I want to make sure that when the nodes comes out, it's just devastating. So for now, let's just go Spreading Seas and back to opponent. Hyena Umbra, interesting. The totem armor has a weird interaction with Porphyry Nodes. So Porphyry Nodes would kill this, but this would die instead. So the Porphyry Nodes would stay. Kind of hoping for a Kefnet first, though. I think best move here. We don't need the Unlife just yet, so we'll go Sleight of Hand. Solemnity, cool. And might as well. Do you search for Azcanta, or do you play the nodes now? Darn, I don't know. The nodes would really slow him down. I don't know. Let's go Azcanta. I think we're okay. I'd be shocked if he could kill us with this in hand. Oh, swing them for 2. Plays Open the Armory. Interesting. And grabs Griff's Boon, but keeps it in hand. Supreme Verdict. That's not bad either, but I don't think we need it. So Graveyard. And now we shall go boom, Unlife, and boom, Porphyry Nodes. Yes, yes. Opponent plays Core Spirit Dancer, so that will buy him some time. Opponent swings for 3. We go to 12. And back on our turn. Graveyard that. Kill that. Ooh, we can play this turn. Solemnity though. Nah, let's go Keranos. And pass back. Opponent swings for a 3. We go to 3. And another Core Spirit Dancer. Supreme Verdict. Yeah, we don't need it. 3 damage to our opponent. Might as well fire the visions. Bottom both. Actually, no, keep that on top. And then play Solemnity. How will our opponent get out of this one? And we get there. Cool. That was quite fun. So going to game 2, I'm gonna dump the 4 visions and put in 3 Greater Auramancies and 1 Detention Sphere. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, too many lands will mull. Can't really complain. We'll keep. So as long as we live long enough, we'll have the hard lock, it looks like. Okay, we'll go visions. Come on, Unlife. Oh, muy grande. Keep on top, back to opponent. So turn 2, we'll go Greater Auramancy and pass back. Back on opponent's turn, they swing for 3. Now here's my concern. Do we go Greater Auramancy, or do you just go with the Unlife? Seems pretty safe, but why is all this untapped here? Maybe the better move is Auramancy? It's a little risky, but I'm gonna try it. Yeah, they might just have nothing in hand. Opponent swings for 3 again. Do we Supreme Verdict? I don't think we need it. We'll go Unlife, back to opponent, and they play Core Spirit Dancer, Daybreak, and Pithing Needle. I was afraid they had Engineered Explosives, so yeah. We could just do Solemnity, but I don't like that life gain. They have no way to regenerate these in any way, or no totem armor, that is. So I think Supreme Verdict is the right play here, and then we'll go Solemnity next turn. I mean, I kind of feel bad for this guy, because like, who even saw this coming? Land. You know, it's like, the guy just woke up, thought it would be a great day, and then he runs into enchantments. Hooray, but there's the game. I've never had so much fun playing Bogle, so on to the next match. Opening hand, we have the combo in hand, so we shall keep. Oh, yes, drawn. We're probably gonna lose game 1, but we get to test out Alpine Moon. Sleight of Hand, meh. In the meantime, we can hope for Spreading Seas, but they have their last Tron piece in hand. It doesn't look like we're gonna pull Spreading Seas this turn. Back to our opponent, and there's Karn, exiling one of our lands. So back to our opponent. Exiles a card from hand. Does it matter? I use Supreme Verdict. Well, we could fetch, but I think it's pretty safe to say we ain't gonna win this one. So on to game 2. On the bright side, they don't know what we are. They probably think we're blue-white control. So going into game 2 is still gonna be a tough one, but we're gonna dump 3 verdicts, 1 search, and 2 Ancestral Vision to put in 2 Stony Silence, 1 Detention Sphere, and of course the 3 Alpine Moons. And with that, let's go to game 2. Where the hell's Alpine Moon? We do have Spreading Seas. Mom was always telling me to spread them, so we'll keep Chromatic Star. Porphyry Nodes. Did I leave those in? I thought I took those out. Nope, those are the verdict. Oh well. I was so excited for the Alpine Moons that I forgot to take these out. Oh well. Second Spreading Seas. Nice. Opponent plays Relic of Progenitus to stop our Snapcaster, of course. And let's see here. We shall go Spreading Seas number 2. Visions. Okay. Solemnity and Unlife. So Unlife on top. Alright. Back to opponent. What is these? Expedition map. Okay. Back on our turn. We could play Solemnity, but I think the better move here, Auramancy, in case they try and destroy one of the Seas. Actually, on second thought, I think it'd be better to wait one turn, because this turn we can go Solemnity, and the next turn we can go Unlife Auramancy. Wait, oh, I forgot this is still active. Shoot. Thought Not Seer. So bizarre how that works. Like, I thought these would be islands, but they're not called islands. Dang. And takes the Greater Auramancy. Interesting. You're not Alpine Moon. Whatever. Play Unlife. Play the Porphyry Node, and pass back. I swear, if we don't draw Alpine Moon this game, that'll be a lot of build-up for nothing. Worm Coil. It's not a problem just yet. So Thought Not dies. They go to Thought Heaven. Or not Alpine Moon either. Sleight of Hand. Spreading Seas. Okay, that'll work. So Spreading Seas there, and a Vision. So Suspend Vision. Might as well go for another Porphyry Nodes. Actually, wait, that was dumb. Well, I am playing so well this game. There's gonna be a moment where this thing dies, and tokens won't be in just yet, and then these will go. I did not think that one through, because I thought that maybe, I don't know. And opponent plays Thought Not Seer. So there goes the Porphyry Nodes. I guess play another Solemnity and pass back. Oh, there's another tower, okay. And we still don't have an Alpine Moon, despite drawing 21 cards. I don't believe it. I don't know. Okay, they got us. That's so frustrating. So we end up playing one more match after that. It was against Valakut Titan Shift, so you think Alpine Moon would do some work. But guess what? We can't manage to pull it in either of the two games after game one. We end up winning 2-1 in the end. But if we're boarding in 3 Alpines, I don't see how we can't draw it. It's just not even possible. Especially after not drawing it in the Tron match. I don't know. So we had the goal of beating humans, of beating Hardened Scales Affinity, and beating Tron. We did not accomplish any of that. All of the matches were pretty spicy, but I feel like I owe people more gameplay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we gotta hunt down the abominations that we created, and we gotta teach them who's boss. Because I was really surprised how well this deck did. It definitely did a lot better than the Solemnity deck way back when, where people seem to be expecting the combo, and nowadays, a lot of players just seem to not remember it, and it seems like a lot of players' sideboards are completely devoid of enchantment removal. So it's nice to go around reminding people that while there are a lot of important things to board against, don't forget about enchantments. A player not having enchantment removal in the sideboard is like a prostitute showing up without butt plugs, you know? It's like, just because you don't need it most of the time doesn't mean you won't ever need it. But that is all for now. I'll try and get the sequel out as soon as possible, because I'm sure people want to see Alpine Moon in action, and they probably want to see the matchup against Hardened Scales Affinity and humans. So keep an eye out for that, and be sure to subscribe, and also hit that little bell thing. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but I think it sends notifications or something, right? I think I saw another channel that people were saying they hit the bell, so you should probably hit the bell. I don't know. But that's about it, and as always, I hope you have a great day.